Welcome once again to another episode of the Random Access Podcast, brought to you by ripodcast.net. This is episode 790, recorded live on April 20th, 2024. And here are your hosts. The man who seems not to have noticed the obvious in last episode, Dave Pillay.
Hello?
And the man who did notice the obvious in the last episode, while in the middle of editing the episode, Andy Lowe. Hi.
What did I miss?
Well, look at the title of the last episode.
The title of the last episode. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
What was the last episode?
No, I understand, Andy.
Yes.
I understood, in fact, previously. I mean, sure. It's a title.
It's one of those jokes that you can't really... It's episode...
It's a title.
It's 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Because 7, 8, 9...
The Aristocrats.
Oh, boy. Yeah. It was one of those things I was like, oh, 7, 8, 9, this will be perfect. And then I completely forgot about it while we were recording until I was listening to it in post. And I'm like, oh, wait.
All right. 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Dang it.
Yes.
Oh, well. So, Dave.
Yeah.
I have 2 bottles in front of me.
Really?
Yes.
Are they the 2 summer Mountain Dew flavors?
Yes. The ones that I already showed you.
Yep. What colors are they?
Yellow and red.
Go with the yellow one.
Okay. Laguna Lemonade.
Ooh, okay. That actually does sound not bad.
Dew with a blast of natural and artificial mango lemonade flavor.
Oh, never mind. That sounds terrible.
All over the map. Oh, boy.
I don't like mango.
Wow. Oh, that's a mango.
Yeah.
Like,
so I will say,
open it.
I will say, I've had a culinary adventure week this week. My friend turned 40 today.
No, I didn't.
And my other friend, my other friend, you turned 40 late in 3 months.
Yes, in 3 months I'll turn 40, yes.
Yeah. My friend here, who lives in Madison, turned 40 today. And his wife had this absolutely amazing, fantastic idea for a birthday party. And it did not go through. A key thing did not happen, and we were all very saddened by that. So instead, she has been planning that for months, and it fell through. And so she's like, well, crap, what do I do? And so she said, well, his favorite food is meatball. So everyone come over, hang out at our house, we'll chat, we'll play games, but bring meatballs.
Oh, man,
now,
there are so many different types.
Imagine an all meatball potluck.
Oh, my goodness.
I have never made meatball, but this is my friend. He's been a great guy to me for, 12 years now, 13 years now. So I made meatball, and Andy, they were fucking delicious. They were really good. It was like a sweet and sour meatball. It was half beef and half pork, and the ball itself was just beef, pork, onion, a shit ton of garlic, and some gluten-free panko. And the sauce was just a sweet and sour sauce with, ketchup, sugar, soy sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, beef broth, and water. And that was it. And it was so good. And I'm absolutely making it again.
The surprising ingredient that I love in the meatballs, grape jelly.
Grape jelly?
Yep. I have seen
Instead of sugar? Or in addition to sugar?
It's basically just meatballs, grape jelly, and ketchup, I think, was the basis of the recipe.
Interesting.
And then people, added, different spices to give it a different kick. But it was just ketchup, grape jelly, and meatballs. And I was
that sounds like an accident.
I know. It was one of the things where he told me that. And I'm like, no, that's I'm guessing
that's not what's in here.
No, that's not. He's like, no, that's what I do. And then he brought his wife in, and just out of the blue, she's like, tell him what's in the meatballs. And she's like, it's going to sound weird. And I'm like, okay,
so what I'm hearing is that not only do we need to do our Thanksgiving dinner in Manistee, we need to have a meatball dinner in Manistee.
Oh man, I could break out the Swedish meatballs, the legit Swedish meatballs. We could do the cocktail meatballs.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I back myself into a corner. That's the better term. I don't know. I've got food on my mind because I can't eat most meatballs.
Oh, that's true. All right, let's see. Hold on.
And he's like, gluten-free meatball.
Let's see.
You have two main choices. One is finding some sort of gluten-free replacement, which does work. Two is to just not include the breadcrumbs, which means you're just making a literal ball of meat, and it gets really dense and is basically a mini hamburger. I should make hamburger tomorrow.
Yeah, we when the weather was nice, we actually broke out the grill last week? This week?
Last week.
Yeah, because I cleaned the grill. Like, I oiled everything. I, got all the gunk out, made sure that the
I let mine
was all
run
full.
on high for 10 minutes with nothing on it. Because over the year or so that I've had it, it's become so full of grease and like melted cheese. It was a huge fire inside the grill because everything like just ignited.
That's what killed my last grill. Was I had it on high. And then I because I'm preheating it, and I went outside, I went inside to grab the stuff, and I went back outside to the thing, and then there was just like the whole grill was on fire, and I'm like, let me turn this off.
Yeah.
I turned off the gas.
I did that, but I let it run. I actually turned it up, and I let it just run and burn everything on the inside.
Nope, I just wouldn't, we've got these plastic razor blades that we use sometimes for the stovetop, and I use it for some other things for scraping that I don't want actual metal to scratch it, so it's like a plastic razor blade. I did that on the inside to get all the gunk off, and that actually worked out really well. It's like it's literally like a plastic razor blade scraper thing.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those.
Yeah, and then I took for some of the stuff that was really stuck on there, I took some of my wire wheels and just hooked up them to my drill, and then just wire wheeled, brushed them clean, which was fine, except the whole trash can then smelled like meat.
Which is great until the raccoons come.
Yeah. Oh, here it's squirrels. Well, no, because squirrels don't eat meat. Yeah, it probably would be raccoons showing up at some point. But yes, no. Oh, we had the hamburgers out, and then I'm almost done with our current seasoning mix, which means I'll be able to go back to the Montreal hamburger seasoning, because I found the big jar of it at Gordon Foods. So I'm going to get a big jar of that and use that for the seasoning now, because the Montreal hamburger seasoning I enjoy it. So we'll get that going. Except, it's so expensive because all the little bottles they sell at like Meijer and Walmart are just tiny bottles. I'm like, no, I want the big one.
I got nothing.
But have you had you've done the Montreal steak seasoning before, right?
Nope.
No? Well, nope. Okay, now I have to go see a Montreal steak seasoning, gluten-free. Question is... Montreal steak seasoning is allergen statement. They will never be hidden under notations of spices or natural flavors. Okay. If the product has a gluten-free claim, the product has been validated as gluten-free. Okay, so does not say on their website. You have this whole thing there, and you don't actually tell me if it is or not. Right, but yes, no, it did. When I used to cook steaks, we always did the Montreal steak seasoning, and then I found out they had done a version for hamburgers. So I was doing that one, but it was just expensive buying the little botters of... So
you want the big bottle?
Yes, I'll just take the big bottle, which I thought they used to sell at Costco, but no, they just have the Montreal steak seasoning. But Gordon Foods has Montreal hamburger seasoning. So
I just use a little bit of Lowry seasoned salt. That's it. Goes on steaks, goes on burgers. It's delicious.
We also need to buy giant things of ketchup because Isaac wants to make sure there's a nice, even... like shellacking of ketchup on the hamburger. It is a thick layer of ketchup on that thing. What did I put on it the other day? Oh, I put some kimchi on the hamburger the other day. That was pretty good.
Kimchi on a burger, I've heard is good. I don't know if I've had kimchi, but I've definitely heard it as a delight.
Yes, because I was going to put some sauerkraut on there, and then I'm looking back there. I'm like, well, hey, I'll just try the other fermented cabbage that's in my refrigerator.
Why go for one fermented cabbage when the other one's right here? I've told you what I do for burgers, right? When I go like all out with my burger.
No.
So I can't have a bun, so no bun.
Nope, no bun.
Or I could, in theory, do a gluten-free bun, but I almost prefer it without the bun. That may just be Stockholm Syndrome talking, but like... The bun is filler.
Yes, that's why when I do Jimmy John's, I do the unwitches now, just because.
Right. The bread is just filler.
Yeah.
It's unneeded and unnecessary. I will eat a burger with a fork and knife, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do with my burger, make a burger. If I'm feeling frisky, maybe some chopped bacon in with the ground beef, but doesn't need to be. It's fine with, like, a good ground beef patty is fine. On top of that, beets, sliced beets.
You've said something about beets in the past.
On top of that, grilled pineapple, and on top of that, fried egg.
Yes, I've done the fried egg on the burger before. That was
the fried egg on the pineapple on the beets.
Well, I've got pineapple here, but we normally dice up the pineapple. So I don't know.
Cut it into a ring.
Yes,
and then just put that on like the cast iron with a little bit of oil, a little bit of salt.
I'll have to try that. I literally have a pineapple sitting on the counter that we need to. I'm not sure if it's ripe enough to cut yet, but it will be in a day or two.
It's delicious.
I don't have any beets though.
You just canned beets.
Just canned beets. Beets by
beets.
Dre.
Canned sliced beets. Not pickled. Don't buy pickled beets for this. Canned beets.
But I have so many pickled and fermented vegetables in my refrigerator.
Do you have pickled beets?
No, I don't have pickled beets, but I have lots of other
then
pickled
why does it
items.
matter? Right, but then why does it matter?
Oh, because what am I going to do with a jar of beets?
Put them on hamburgers. That's what we're talking. Or literally just eat them because beets are delicious.
No, radishes are delicious.
Radishes are spicy.
I know, and they're amazing.
Yep. If you want, honestly, a little bit of sliced radish would go good on that burger with the pineapple and the beets. It would give you a crunch.
Well, that was the kimchi actually gave it a little bit of a crunch too.
Yep. Speaking of pickled things, so I did mention this was my culinary adventure this week. The meatballs was but one part of the culinary adventure. I also made pickles? ? I put a question mark because I'm not sure if they're actually pickles. What is a pickle, Andy?
Well, a cucumber that has been brined in some sort of solution.
What is a brine?
Well, that's a salty...
Okay,
I think
then these are not pickles. So this is cut up cucumbers, sliced very thin, like pickle slices, not like long slices, sliced the short way. And I did the little baby cukes. So like these are tiny pickle slices, cucumber slices. They are like penny to nickel size and thinner than that. So it was 8 cups of that, plus a diced onion, plus a diced green pepper. That was the vegetable that goes into the jars. The quote-unquote brine was a cup of vinegar, some mustard seed, some celery seed, and 2 cups of sugar.
Well, you can brine with vinegar and sugar. Most of the time,
so it is a brine. There's no salt is the thing. Like there's literally a teaspoon of salt in this entire thing. And that's just to get the pickles to like the cucumbers at that point to release their juices.
Okay, so pickling is the process of preserving the shelf life of food by either fermentation in brine or immersion in vinegar. Okay, so it looks like you can pickle 2 ways.
Okay, so this is a vinegar submersed, but also it does not increase the shelf life. You get a week out of these. It's a sugar solution of vinegar. It is really fucking good, but it's also diabetes in a jar. It is 2 cups of sugar.
Hey, I've got the giant gallon jar of pickles in my refrigerator right now, next to my giant gallon jar of banana peppers.
Mm-hmm.
As I've already said, I've got kimchi and sauerkraut in there as well. So there's a lot of fermented and pickled things in my refrigerator.
Yeah, for a little while, there was a YouTube series that was from like the New Yorker Test Kitchen or whatever it was. I don't think it was from ATK, but it was a cooking group, and it focused entirely on fermentation, on fermented foods.
Oh, who was I watching? Did I send you the link? There was a guy, speaking of fermentation, it's a guy on the socials who was trying out different myths about mead and wines and things.
Is this the guy who's making the Mountain Dew mead?
Yes, he made the Mountain Dew mead. He made a Peeps mead, and he's currently making a Dr. Pepper wine right now.
Ooh, Dr. Pepper wine?
Mm-hmm. It's almost done fermenting, so he's it was quite interesting when he was trying to get it all set because it kept on foaming and bubbling.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what's in this Dr. Pepper. It's one of these 23 flavors or something is really just messing with me. Because every time he would try and do something, it would just like look like a science fair volcano.
Just foam up.
Yep.
Do you know what Dr. Pepper tastes like?
23 different flavors.
But what those 23 flavors were... So Dr. Pepper was designed to have a specific taste.
Oh.
The 23 flavors are there to combine into that one taste.
I do not know.
It was designed to taste the way a... Hi, Laz. I think it was a pharmacy smelled. I can look this up. Hang on. Yep. According to the Dr. Pepper Museum, the inventor, Charles Alderton, wanted his drink to smell like the drugstore he liked and to taste like all the fruit syrup flavors mixed together in the air. So it tastes like a drugstore smells. As you sip your Mountain Dew.
Yes, with my mango lemonade flavor.
Ugh.
I do have to. I know. I'm liking the other one is a fruit punch flavor. I'm liking that one better than this one. But I had to try them. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're you.
Not only do I have these 2 Mountain Dew flavors, but I'm also just finished up a bag of crunchy taco Lay's potato chips.
Okay.
I just opened up a lime and sea salt potato chip, and then the next one on deck is a chili and lime flavored potato chip.
Andy, I worry that you have a problem.
That I must try new and unique things.
Damn it. Well, when you put it that way. Yeah. Fine. Have your delicious, tasty, crazy treats.
I accept that these flavors are not going to be here forever. I try them. Some of them are good. Some of them are not. It's actually my Facebook memory for today was actually when I tried the sweet and tangy barbecue Doritos. Which
I actually have a Dorito flavor downstairs, and I don't remember what it was. I remember looking at it and being like, that's weird. And it's been sitting on the top of my fridge ever since. I should probably figure out what they are.
Well, since those of you who have been playing the RA podcast drinking game and have probably, and yeah, you're probably just toasted with the amount of food that we have already discussed in this episode. Those of you who are still listening,
those of you who are still conscious,
we should probably hit actual topics, right?
Yeah, I suppose probably.
So what's striking your fancy, Dave?
Me. I was about to ask you the same thing. Of what was your what did you want to watch? Atlas, Boston Dynamics.
Yes, because they pulled one on us because on was it Tuesday? They posted a video on YouTube on, of course the sound is still on. Yeah, 4 days ago. Posted a video 4 days ago saying farewell to Atlas. And, this was the time for our, hydraulic Atlas robot to take a step back. And of course they showed a 3-minute video of Atlas doing cool things and then also failing miserably.
No, poor thing.
Yep. So that was 4 days ago, and everybody's like, well, what are they going to do? This is their bread and butter. Well, actually, I feel like Spot is more of their bread and butter now.
Spot is their moneymaker.
Yeah.
Atlas is their research. Spot is their moneymaker.
So they're like, okay, so what are they going to do? Well, now they get rid of Atlas. 3 days ago, then they just post a teaser video of Meet the New Atlas, which it was able to it's actually all electric. The old Atlas was had a lot of hydraulics, and this one it looks like is, I don't know how you would call it, bidirectional.
Terminator-esque.
It can walk, it can walk forwards and backwards, and the head can swivel, almost look like a whole almost 360 degrees.
I mean, I'm looking at this like 2-second clip where the legs literally turn around.
Yep.
And it's just like the leg rotates 180 degrees, and then the torso does as well. So like it just turns around. It turns around without ever turning around.
Yeah. So yes, there is a new Atlas in town. This one is all electric. Feels like it's a shot across the bow to whatever Musk is doing with the his was called what, like the Optimus or something?
I don't remember. That does remind me of a topic that I don't think is on our list, though. Speaking of Mr. Musk.
Optimus. Yeah, he called it Optimus.
Did you see that the National Highway Transportation Safety Bureau has stepped in?
Oh, with the Cybertrucks?
Yep. Do we want to talk about that?
The fact that all the Cybertrucks who, really haven't been released yet have already been recalled.
They have been released. They're on the road.
Yes. I haven't seen one yet because there's only, 40,000, I think he sold?
Something like that.
Some extremely low number.
Yep.
You know what I've seen a lot on the road, though?
Huh.
The Rivians.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a whole bunch of the Rivians out there, and I've started to see more of the big three ones. Like, I literally had a Ford F-150 Lightning drive past the house the other day as somebody was dropping their kids off at school, which that was a bit weird seeing it, a full-size pickup just silently pull up and then go.
That's
and
gotta be terrifying.
It's like, oh, that's the electric one. Okay.
Yep. The Lightnings are really cool.
Oh, yeah. I saw a dealership had an electric Hummer out front.
Interesting.
Yeah.
An electric Hummer.
Yes, the electric Hummer.
Feels wrong.
Yes, it does.
I'm not saying it is wrong. I'm just saying, something about that feels wrong.
But no, I've seen so many other electric trucks out. Still haven't seen a Cybertruck yet. But that's fine, though, because if I saw a Cybertruck front coming towards me, I would probably run out of the way because its accelerator might be stuck. So, yeah.
Yep. Yay, Tesla. God damn it, Elon. I keep getting reminded of the Simpsons episode about Homer's brother.
Yep.
And the car that he makes, because he listens to Homer, and Homer is a terrible person. This is why did you listen to Elon? No, it should be angular. Angular, that's what the people want. No, people clearly want sleek and smooth.
People want something familiar.
Did you also see the reports about the Cybertruck's rear hatch?
No. What's going on with the rear hatch?
Well, a lot of cars have automatic hatches, right? They open and close automatically.
Yes, my Outback has one. It's great, especially when I do curbside pickup.
What happens if something gets caught in that in your car?
It beeps twice and then opens itself back up again.
Okay.
It was something as small as literally a Nutter Butter. A Nutter Butter was keeping the door from latching.
Yeah.
And it just beeped twice and then opened back up again, and the Nutter Butter wasn't even crushed.
The Cybertruck does a bad job of that.
Oh no.
And because it's so angular, it's really easy to have something in that groove, right, where the edge comes down. And it comes down like a cleaver. And so it turns out a carrot is about the same, shear strength as a human finger. And so someone decided to test this, and they put a carrot, and it cut it in half. It didn't even stop. It didn't even slow. It just, sheared the carrot in half. And they're like, well, that's not good. And so then they tried it with 2 carrots, and it still did not stop and recognized that there was an obstruction, and it just sliced the carrots in half. No. And then they're like, how high does this go? And they put 5 carrots, and it just went right through them.
Oh,
so do not have your fingers near the gate. It will crush and probably cut off your fingers.
Great. Just great.
Yep. Oh, we can fix that in an update.
I hope you do.
God damn it. That's not how you design cars. You don't design cars to be fixed on an update. There should be no 0-day patches for cars.
No, but Subaru still needs to technically patch my car, but they're not going to.
How come? That sounds like a topic, but I don't think it is.
Well, no, just back because the GPS clocks got updated.
Ah, right.
And so my car doesn't know what day it is.
Oh no.
Its internal clock is off, so I can set the time and date. But its internal GPS clock doesn't know the correct daylight savings time stuff. So I have to
keep setting it.
Yes, I have to keep resetting my...
Poor thing.
I know, twice a year, which actually, it turns out there's an option in the menu that allows you to turn on and off daylight savings time. So it's literally just a 2 buttons. It's a 2-button fix to adjust the time. So... But still, yes, no, it's come on, guys. Really, I can't get an update.
Apparently not.
To fix my car knowing what day and time it is.
Maybe there's an aftermarket update?
Well, yeah, if I decided to replace the whole entertainment system.
Ooh, maybe there's a jailbreak update?
No,
Come on, someone's got to have jailbroken this thing.
Subaru, for their software, requires a dealership hard key, like an actual USB dongle.
Yeah.
Given to the dealers in order for them to be able to access any of the Subaru software.
Someone's got to have jailbroken this thing.
They used to. Some people had gotten in, and Subaru got pissed, and therefore decided to basically give everybody a token and said, "Okay, here you go, dealers. If you want if you're an official Subaru dealer, here's your token. You're not allowed to give access or anything else to anybody, and we will track you by what tokens are used."
Yep. Hang on. Subaru token jailbreak. Jailbreaking the Subaru Starlink head unit?
Yes.
Jailbreaking Subaru Starlink.
What year, though? Because I'm reading something here, and it's just for 2019 and 2020s.
Yeah, I'm in 2019. Vulnerabilities could unlock brand new Subarus. That's 2017. I see just a lot of 2017, 2018. So this is, they started this jailbreaking a Starlink head unit 2023. Starlink, Subaru Starlink research. The report is more than 4 years old. Damn it.
I'm telling you, they've got to just lock down, which I'm fine. I don't use the map or most of the other things on that anymore. Especially they used to have it where I could run Pandora through it, but the Pandora app updated and no longer works with the Pandora app that's in my car. So I'm like, all right, just whatever. I don't even really drive my car much anymore anyway.
Because you drive your work car?
Yeah, I just drive the truck for work.
You're like, why would I drive my car?
I think since Christmas, I've only put about 2,000 miles on it, but that includes four trips, I do believe, to the east side and back. So that's about 800 of the 2,500 miles that I put on it.
Yeah. You don't want to know how few miles I have on my Prius. Given that it drives about 9 miles a day, 5 days a week during the winter, and that's it. All right, what else should we talk about? We're on Tesla stuff. We've got Starlink in there.
Yes, there is. Well, Starship.
There's Starship in there.
Well, no, not Starship. Sorry, Starliner is not Starship. Starliner is Boeing.
Starliner's the other company.
Yes,
right.
But we could talk about Booster 1062 because this is now the current new record holder. Because we had talked about who's going to be the new, because they lost their last booster with rough seas. So their old leader failed.
Right.
So now Booster 1062 has now been flown and recovered 20 times now.
Jesus. I mean, good for them. I am happy, as I've said before, and I'm sure I will say many more times, I'm happy that a company is being smart about this.
Yes.
And that they are saving so much money every launch because they get to do this.
Yes.
Now, there's still a huge upfront cost that I'm sure they will be paying off for years for the R&D. But I also am not a huge fan of it being a private company that's doing this. And I would kind of support nationalizing SpaceX.
No, I could see that. Well, especially since everybody else in town, it says here that this was the 6th Falcon 9 launch in less than 8 days, which is more flights than ULA has launched in 17 months.
Mm-hmm. So, again, not a huge fan of it being a private company doing this. I don't want it to be a public company in the sense of you could go buy stock. That's also not going to be good. I think it should be a nationalized company. I think it should be public in the sense of it should be the government running it.
Well, just the other tidbit from note here is that SpaceX says they're now, because we remember they said they were going to fly 10 times and then go through refurbishment. Yeah. Well, now this is 20th and they still really haven't done any refurbishment. They said they're not going to refurbish this one until 40 flights.
Jesus.
40
there's
flights.
An element of hubris in there. I worry a bit about that. And I hope someone there is worried too. I hope someone's looking at this saying is this really what we want to do?
40 flights without refurbishment? Well, the thing though is most of these flights have been Starlink flights. So if something goes wrong with this one, it's just, it's SpaceX that's out the payload. Right. And then if they lose this one, they'll be like, okay, next one, let's refurbishment At Booster 1062 -1. There's our refurbishment.
Yeah. Like, okay. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm still worried. Still nuts. Just absolutely nuts. Okay. What else do we... There was a lot of Fallout news this week.
Well, yes, because the Fallout show came out, which I still need to watch it at some point.
Me too. Oh my God. But Andy, watch X-Men 97. Please watch X-Men 97.
Oh, I still have to... we need to finish up Resident Alien. We need to finish up the Bridgertons because that is coming. The third season's coming out soon, I think. Bridgerton season 3 is May 16th. Okay, so I've got less than a month to catch up on all those before the third season comes out. God, there was one other thing that we were watching. Can't remember what it is. There's the third one in there somewhere. And then, sure, I'll do X-Men 97.
Punch in the fucking chest is what it was.
What, the
episode 5, the halfway point of the season.
Oh.
Here, hang on. Let me pull up a quote. And then we can move on from this. But I just want to pull up this quote for you. 9/11 tweet. Where's the tweet? Episode 5 was the centerpiece of my pitch to Marvel in November 2020. The idea to have X-Men mirror the journey that any of us who grew up in the original show have experienced since being kids in the 90s.
Oh, that's going to be... Huh.
He wanted the first half... Here. Oh my God, it's huge. He posted somewhere. I'm looking for it. My plan was the first half is the OG audience's pre-9/11 days, rife with nostalgia and comfort. Then 9/11, like Tulsa and other mass tragedies, turned the world upside down and reminded us the whole world unsafe. That was his pitch to Marvel. Yup. Yep. Okay. What else do we want to? We gotta pick this back up.
Starliner is basically all set for launch on May 6th, so we'll finally have another U.S.-based ability to get up to the International Space Station.
Yay!
So we'll see how that goes.
We were going to talk about Fallout.
Oh, sorry. Sure.
We got distracted. Starliner. We will have another. This is Boeing,
yes.
Right? So check the doors.
Well, this was the one that had that issue with, flammable wiring or flammable tape on the wiring or something.
What?
It was that, Boeing. And there was something else on there, right?
Boeing, what happened? I mean, I know what happened. You merged with, was it MacArthur Douglas or something like that?
I think so.
And just like the focus on profit over quality. Boeing used to be known for quality. It was a company of engineers run by the engineers. Okay, Fallout came out.
Yes. And it's already been greenlit for a second season.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to watch this.
Yeah.
I've been hearing great things about it, and it sounds like it's getting popular even with people who were not Fallout fans, who have never played the game.
Well, there has been actually a very sharp uptick in all Fallout games.
Yep.
Fallout Shelter, the little mobile game, said that the data shows that daily revenue for Fallout Shelter rose from just over $20,000 a day to $80,000 a day.
Man, I wish I had a thing that made $80,000 a day.
Yep.
I'd even pay $70,000 a day to get something that makes $80,000 a day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, also Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and Fallout New Vegas all saw just crazy rises in numbers of players on Steam after the series.
No shit.
After the series came out.
Yep. I did get a friend of mine who, we were talking about Fallout, and she's like, "Oh, my wife is playing that," and I'm like, "What?" From what I know about you and what I know about your wife, what? And it took me 5 minutes to realize that they meant they were playing Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, it's wait, you're playing the 2D game?
No, well, but when you say playing the 2D game, that's Fallout 1 and 2. Well, you can't say I'm playing the 2D Fallout. That's the original Fallout.
Yeah, I'm playing the original I'm playing Fallout. If I said I was playing Fallout, which Fallout would you think I was playing?
If you said you were playing Fallout?
Yes.
I'd go with 3 or New Vegas.
Probably New Vegas, because I finished up 3, which was good.
3 was good.
Yes.
I enjoyed 3. I like that it was a big shift.
Yes.
But they did a really good job with environmental storytelling.
Yes.
Which was always and Fallout 3 was not Fallout. It was not the original developers. It was Bethesda got the IP and said we want to make this, and they did. And then New Vegas was the original developers coming back and saying, let us make you a Fallout game. It'll be a little more similar to the original. But 3 was good, and New Vegas was really good. Fallout Shelter is Fallout veneer on a mobile game. I don't think it's Fallout. I don't want to gatekeep. I do not want to gatekeep. If you enjoy Fallout Shelter, that's awesome. Congratulations. Like, I'm happy that you found a game that you like. And I welcome you. I welcome you into Fallout, and there's so much more to discover. The vaults weren't supposed to save people.
No.
The vaults were never intended to save people. I had to explain this to my parents. They were here last weekend, and we started talking about Fallout. And so I had to explain, what Vault Tech was. And that the vaults were all experiments.
But I guess I'll have to watch this TV show.
Yes.
Because I know at least there's going to be a second season already.
Right?
Yep. All right. What else? How much time do we got left? All right, we got some time. So Take-Two, which we talked about just a little while ago, for spending how many millions of dollars to buy Gearbox?
It was a lot. Take-Two, Gearbox. Take-Two, $460 million.
Ah, okay. So
it was a stock swap, wasn't it? Yeah, the consideration consists entirely of newly issued shares of Take-Two common stock.
Well, Take-Two has just announced they are embarking on another cost-cutting program, which is the third such program Take-Two has announced since the beginning of February 2023. And
by cost-cutting, do they mean layoffs?
Yes, 5% of its employees by the end of the year.
Ouch.
Which is about approximately 580 people.
Ouch. Ow. That sucks. I am sorry to the developers.
Yep.
And various other jobs, because it's not just all developers, but the jobs of people that are being lost because they need to make their stock look better.
Yeah, Take-Two has not posted a net gain for 7 straight quarters.
Oops.
Its last quarter reporting a net profit was the 3 months ending in June 30th, 2022. The quarter before the publisher closed on Zynga.
Maybe buying Zynga was a bad decision, as the mobile game market shifted with the widespread popularity of the Switch and the Steam Deck, and the fact that Zynga hasn't made a relevant game in 8 years.
I had saw somewhere about the numbers. Hold on, I'm trying to find it again. Okay, so that's 5%. Okay, so last report, 2022. For the same stretch that Take-Two was reporting profits for 18 quarters, Zynga only reported profit 6 times. That's okay. Okay, so the largest quarterly loss Zynga posted during Take-Two's runs of profitability was $150 million. The largest quarterly loss Take-Two posted since Zynga was acquired was $610 million.
These are not insignificant losses.
No, but that's more than what Zynga was posting that they were losing at the time. So Zynga might not be entirely to blame.
Yeah, or Zynga was lying about what they were losing.
Ooh, well, that's being a publicly traded company and lying.
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Yep, that's definitely no bueno. Oh, in its most recent quarterly report, Take-Two noted that 52% of its revenue came from mobile platforms.
Yeah, that does not shock me.
No.
Despite my comment earlier about, the shift from mobile, mobile is still a giant. It's just Zynga hasn't been capitalizing on that.
No. I mean, when was the last time you played Word with Friends?
Farmville.
Zynga Poker. What else have they done? Have they done anything recently? Okay, let's see. What do they got? Games. Match Factory. Farmville 3. Oh, Harry Potter Puzzles and Spells. Game of Thrones Casino.
What?
Yeah, Game of Thrones Slot Casino.
Game of Thrones slot casino.
Yes. Are you ready to spin the slot machines on your way to the ultimate glory, the Iron Throne? Test your skill in one of the most immersive free slot machine games to come out of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't think there's many slot machine games in the Seven Kingdoms.
Seven Kingdoms, right. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, Zynga Poker, CSR2, and Merge Dragons. Oi.
Okay, if that's Zynga, I can see is making a lot of money for them. All of the Merge games, I just get inundated with ads.
I've tried to play the Merge games, and no. It's really annoying is when you have a game and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, it's a new mini game inside there. And it's like, wait, I've played this game before. You guys are just trying to capitalize.
They're just literally copy pasting.
Yes. It's like you've just stuck a match 3 game in this game, or you stuck a merge game in this game just because you hear that's the new thing.
Yeah. Do you play Snap? I know you play Marvel Puzzle Quest. Have you tried Marvel Snap?
I have not.
Okay. It's made by the same guy who did Hearthstone.
Yes, I know. Yeah, there was a discussion in both the Hearthstone groups that I was part of and the Marvel Puzzle Quest groups that I was part of, both discussing it, but I never got
into it.
No.
And I'm scared too, because it sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, did I tell you what's the current thing going on with Hearthstone?
You might have.
Well, they are now doing Battlegrounds duos where you can play as a team on Battlegrounds. And then they also just revamped all of the weekly quests. So instead of needing 5 games to finish the weekly quest, you must win 5 ranked games. You now, they originally put it as 15.
That's a lot.
That is way more than 5.
That is much more than 5.
Everybody complained, so they dropped it down to 10. But still, that is
more than 5.
Yeah, it is still more than 5, yes. So now you have to win 10 games a week in order to finish your weekly quests. And I'm just like, I don't got time for that. I can do 5 games. That's no problem. I can do that. But 10 games? No. So we'll see how much I'm, still doing Hearthstone.
Yeah. I've mostly stopped playing Rumble.
Aha.
I still log in from time to time, but I got distracted with other stuff, and so then I got out of the groove of doing it. I do not regret the money I spent on it, because I really did enjoy it.
Yeah. But, once you get out of that groove, you're like, you know what? I really didn't need this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't need to log into it 4 times a day. Yeah.
I cleared up 31 gigabytes out of my phone of just mobile games that were still on there that I'm like, you know what? I don't need to play this game anymore. 31 gigabytes of stuff sitting on my phone. Just ridiculous. All right. What else do we want on here to talk about?
Back to space and talk about Artemis?
Yes. So the Artemis 2 and Artemis 3 are going to be happening, but they might be looking a little different. So Artemis 2 was supposed to, fly around the moon. Artemis 3 was supposed to land. But due to concerns about hardware readiness, NASA is kind of looking at pulling an Apollo 9, where basically they would go through the whole process of everything, but just keep it inside low Earth orbit. So they would actually go through the whole process of, Orion docking with Starship, testing, living inside Starship, and then, doing the whole disconnecting and coming back to Earth sort of thing there without actually going to the moon.
That's a lot less impressive than what they had originally wanted.
Yes. Yes, it is. We're going to the moon.
And by that we mean orbit of Earth.
We're going to...
you know what I can see is all the conspiracy theorists going like, we told you it's too hard to go to the moon. There's no way they could have done it in the 60s. NASA's like, no, we did do it in the 60s. It was hard then, too. We didn't keep up with that.
We're like, hey, we went to the moon. That was cool. Now what? We decided not to go back. My favorite line is always that just, people believe the moon was made of cheese. In the 60s, we sent astronauts to the moon and discovered it was not made of cheese. And then we never went back.
Yep. So
wow, you are not
dude, I'm
humoring my dad jokes.
I'm so tired.
At all.
You have no idea. You have no idea how tired I am. I had a release this morning. Software release.
Oh.
I had to be up and do a software release this morning. I'm so tired.
Like at what, 6 a.m.?
Kickoff was at 7.
Oh.
I finished. I was done at 3:30.
So we were just sitting there working on a Saturday for a good...
I mean, I wasn't working the entire time because, like, the first round of stuff I finished was around 11, and then nothing happened between 11 and 2.
But you're just waiting for something to happen, right?
No, I knew nothing would be happening.
Okay.
But then I knew that at 2, I had to start up again because I had to monitor a process that kicks off at 2 o'clock. And I had to make sure that all 3 stages of that process went without a hitch.
I see.
So Artemis 2 is going to orbit the Earth.
Well, no, Artemis 2 is still going to do the moon flyby in Orion.
Okay.
But instead of Artemis 3, they might call it Artemis... What were they going to say? People were thinking it was going to be like an Artemis 2S.
What? Sure. Why not?
So, you know, they can still show that they're doing something without having all the equipment to do the whole thing. So, yeah. Because, you know, nobody's actually ever docked an Orion space capsule with a Starship. Granted, we haven't even gotten a Starship.
Starship hasn't gotten to orbit.
Well, you're right. It has, because it hasn't gotten, because we always did the low trajectory.
It did not get to orbit.
Nope.
It got to space. It did not get to orbit.
Yep.
To be clear, Sputnik did more than Starship has done.
To be also clear,
Starship is a hell of a lot bigger.
Yeah, I was going to say Sputnik was about the size of my toaster.
Try again.
Well, okay. I thought Sputnik was always small.
Small is relative, Andy. Small compared to the Saturn V, yes. Small compared to your toaster, no.
Oh, it's size of a beach ball. 22.8 inches in diameter.
22.8 is a 2-foot diameter sphere.
All right, so that's 6. That's 12. I love that I have figured out how to position my hands to give me 6 inches.
That's useful.
I know. I spent way too many minutes, maybe hours, just, you know, with a ruler going, okay, if I put my finger this way and, you know, give my hand something that I could do that is repeatable. So I can just go, okay, I need 6 inches. Boom. All right. So that's a good, you know, that's a 6-inch estimate right there.
So the diameter of a regulation NBA basketball is about 9.5 inches.
Yeah. So this
is a 24-inch diameter.
Okay. So it's, yep.
No, it's 2.5 basketballs wide and tall and deep.
So it's about the size. If it was a cube rather than a sphere, it would be about the size of my oven.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a sphere that can just fit into your oven.
Yes. Your Sputnik will be toasted at 375 for 10 to 15 minutes.
And it will feel nothing because it went through the atmosphere. I guess it was in a container when it went through the atmosphere.
So, all right. So yeah, that's the thing. All right.
Should
we do the randoms?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so out.
All right,
you got good banter with me at the beginning.
Yes.
And then I just my brain shut off. I don't know why. I don't know how. My brain shut off.
You have to have kids.
I've commented.
You have to have kids, and your brain is always. You just you're always in
perpetually in that state.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
There's a reason why I drink over a liter of coffee a day.
Andy, you might want to check that.
I have actually cut back.
Okay.
But yes, at one
Maybe
point
mix in some decaf.
It was over a liter of coffee. It was about a liter and a half almost.
Oh God, Andy, that's not good.
I know. No, it's
some sleep.
It's about a liter is what you should be doing maximum coffee wise,
and not per day.
Yeah. No, it's I have been cutting back and cutting down and watering down.
Good.
Yeah.
Randoms. Random review.
Random review. I am going to review Phase
Off-brand Uno.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because this was Phase 10 was started up by not Mattel, who did Uno.
Does Phase 10 predate Uno?
Hold on, I'm pulling up the Wikipedia page right now. 1982 was when Phase 10 got started. Uno was 1971.
Okay, so it is off-brand Uno.
Well, it's not. Yes, there are skips. Yes, there are wilds. And there are numbered cards and
Colored
colors.
numbered cards.
Yes.
That are red, blue, yellow, green.
Yes, I know. You look at it and you look at it and you think it's Uno, but
Would you care to tell me that this is not off-brand Uno?
it is not off-brand Uno. So the idea is with Uno, your goal is to get rid of all your cards. In this game, the goal is to get rid of all the cards. But
that's true of most card games.
Yes. So this one is there are 10 phases in the game. That's why it's called Phase 10.
Phase 10, yeah.
Yes. Each phase has a different set of rules in order to get out of that phase.
Okay.
So the first phase, which everybody starts at, is you need to draw and place 2 sets of 3. So a set would be, all cards of the same number.
Right.
So you'd have to lay down 3 3s and 3 6s. And then once you lay those down,
you move on to phase 2.
Well, that you're still playing the same hand. So you keep playing that hand until somebody gets rid of all the cards in their hand. Then it's over. And the people who have laid down the requirement for that phase move on. The people who don't, the next hand still have to play that same phase. But the people who have completed it get to move on to phase 2.
Did I mention I'm exhausted?
Yes, but it's like it's you're racing, but then you're also, the earlier phases.
You're racing with checkpoints and save states.
Pretty much. And if you still have cards in your hand after somebody gets rid of all those cards, you basically count those points against you. So
it's rummy.
Yeah, it is basically rummy. I think this one's called contractual rummy, I think is the official term. Yeah, contract rummy is what it's called.
So it's contract rummy with off-brand Uno.
Yes.
And they couldn't just use the standard deck of cards or something? For some
contract rummy originally used the standard deck of cards. This is, they originally took this and then somebody took combination rummy, joker rummy, whatever, contract rummy, whatever they call it, and they made their own version and called it
cards.
With Uno cards and this whole phasing system. So that's the actual card game. What I was reviewing is the app for the phone because, trying to teach this to Isaac doesn't really work. But I'm a fan of, card games and fun things like that.
An overly complicated game, but go on.
Yes. So this one there's an app and they have different levels that you can play and it's not the same phases each time and it's not the same number of players and it's not the same difficulty. So like right now I'm playing against 4 people and the phases that I've been given are not the same as just the regular card game. But the last game I was just playing against 1 person rather than 4 people.
You're not playing against people.
Right? Yes, I could play against actual people if I wanted to. They do have a multiplayer version in the app, but I'm just playing against the computer right now. So there is a multiplayer version in the app if you wanted it, but I'm just playing against computer characters. So I find it enjoyable. Mm-hmm. It's, you can play just one hand and then just, step away and come back and play one hand again. So it's not like you're stuck there playing the game forever. It's something I can quickly play a little bit and then, I need to do something, set it down, walk away, which with kids is a very
very important feature.
It's a very important feature to be able in a game to be able to literally just set it down and walk away and not have that count against you.
Yeah.
So yes,
this is why the friend who just turned 40 today, loved playing Civilization 6 with his newborn.
Oh yeah, because
Civilization's a game you can play one-handed and you can just walk away.
Yep. So there are ads in the game. $3 to get rid of the ads. If you
probably money well spent.
Yep. As I'm literally trying to do something and I just get shown an ad for Skip-Bo. So
yeah.
Yep. Come on, get out of the stupid ad. I don't want to play Skip-Bo. I want to play Phase 10. But anyway, yes, available on Android and iOS. And, once you learn this, you could actually go out and buy the actual deck of cards if you wanted to, and then teach people how to play the actual game if you wanted to in person, if, you still do that sort of thing. So there you go. Phase 10 World Tour is the name of the app. All right. Random topic. Rolled ahead of time. Do you prefer splitting wood with a splitting axe or a splitting maul? Now, I thought a maul was just a big, like a sledgehammer. And I would not want to split wood with a sledgehammer because that does
I don't think it's a sledgehammer. I think it has an axe head-ish thing on it.
If it's got a wedge, then yes, that would be.
So, I split wood last week.
What?
What?
Just randomly
I split wood. Well, remember last week I did all the yard work, and that involved chainsawing some trees, and the wood was rather thick. So I split the wood. Now, I could have pulled out. Hey,
he
now.
Sleeps all night and he works all day.
I don't think we have the rights for that.
Probably not.
I also don't think they'd care.
No, probably not.
I have a hydraulic, pneumatic, whatever log splitter, but that's
the one that I reviewed on this episode.
Right. It takes on this podcast.
Podcast, yes, not this episode. Yes, the podcast.
It takes a lot to get that out and get it set up, and there were only 4 pieces of wood that I had to split.
Oh.
So I use neither. Technically, I think it's a maul, but I didn't use the maul side. I have a stake that is a wedge stake, so you just put it on top of the wood and then hit it with a hammer. It's like the cheater's way of splitting wood.
I have the hydraulic one that we talked about, and then I also have it's like a slide hammer. What is it called? Manual slide log splitter. That's what I've got.
I have a diamond splitting wedge. Is what I have, and I like it a lot because it's just a big old hunk of steel. You put it into the wood and you hit it with a hammer. And it really doesn't matter how strong the wood is. You're gonna split the log. Eventually, you're going to split the log. It just takes time.
No, I've got the hydraulic, and then for the smaller guys, I have this slide log splitter, which reminds me I got to sharpen up the edge on that one.
What is it? Slide log splitter. What is this?
Well, it's got the wedge at the bottom, and then that top part slides up and down.
Huh. So you just pump it into the wood?
Basically, it's got instead of hitting the wedge with a hammer, you hit the wedge with itself, basically.
I see. So you're just lifting it up and then letting gravity slam it down with your assist.
Yes.
Interesting.
Which it didn't seem to work until somebody told me that I needed to sharpen the edge on the wedge.
Yeah.
Once I did that, then it actually started to work, but it's not the highest quality steel, so that did not keep an edge for that long.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to sharpen it again.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like hitting mine with a hammer. So I guess the maul for me?
It is not hard to set up that log splitter. I mean, it's got...
No, it's not.
It's got wheels. Everything is self-contained in the thing.
I mean, I just gotta get it out of the garage. I gotta put it up.
The problem with the hydraulic log splitter, though, is if it's below 13 and a half inches in log length.
Yep, you cannot split it.
Nope. I tried making some, basically, a cylinder extender out of cast iron pipe that I picked up at Home Depot.
Yep.
It bent the cast iron pipe.
Yep.
I was like, oh yeah, no, this hydraulics
are strong, and sometimes so is wood.
It was a fight between steel and wood, and the steel lost.
Yep.
So
I have managed to extend the length of some of the wood by using more wood.
Yes, I did that as well.
You have to be very careful when you do that.
Yes.
So no, if it's too small, just use a different tool. Use Andy's slide splitter or use the diamond wedge. Or if you really want to go into it, an axe or a maul, but they are way harder.
A lot of people.
So I guess my answer to the random topic is neither.
What is the
Give me a
Fisker?
A diamond wedge and a sledgehammer.
Somebody said the Fisker sledge splitting thing. Fisker splitting axe is the one to go for. Which that's a $70 axe. So I really hope it actually works.
Right.
Because that is a $70 axe. Damn. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go with neither as well.
All right.
So on that...
I'm going to go to bed.
Result, Dave's already gone. And that's a wrap. This has been another episode of the Random Access Podcast. you have any questions, comments, concerns, corrections, suggestions, remarks, reviews, rebukes, retorts, or just rants, feel free to contact us. You can find us on Twitter at RAPodcast, or send us an email at mail@rapodcast.net. Thank you for listening.